Welcome back, everyone, to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today, on the left side of the map, we're going to be seeing Mashiro play the House of Lancaster, and the right side of the map, we're going to be seeing Sergeant Johan play as the Knights Templar. Both of these players are Conqueror 3 players, and also incredibly highly rated on that leaderboard, and I cannot wait to watch this game today. Before it really starts going, though, I did want to take a moment to read our comment of the day, which comes from user Taha, who says, "Amazing content, please keep uploading." Hey, thank you so much for your comment, and that is the plan. Right now, I'm currently doing a video every other day, but I do want to get that to a point where I'm doing at least one video a day. I do think that would be awesome and probably really good for the channel growth, but I do just have to go to work and whatnot, and so trying to figure out time and editing around work. So hopefully here in the near future, I will be uploading every single day, because that would be the absolute dream. And if you guys do enjoy this content, please consider leaving a like or even subscribing, because it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. Now, let's check and see what these players are doing today. Everybody just doing a standard opener, 7-3 over here for the House of Lancaster. And on the other side of the map, we have 7-1-2 on that villager split. The Knights Templar, of course, gets that extra food production from their wood gathered, which is very good. And I suspect we're going to be seeing a lot of villagers on wood over on this side of the map. The 20% bonus food you get from collecting wood makes it to where building wood food army units only is really good. So going mass spears, mass archers, or mass horsemen is a lot easier with Knights Templar than other civilizations, just because they are creating food from their wood production. What I think we might also see today is multiple TCs from both of these civilizations. I think both of these civs right now are 2 TC civs. For the age up for the House of Lancaster, we're getting a Abbey of Kings. This is going to produce 4 Lords of Lancaster over time, which are incredibly tanky units that are going to do really well against the Knights Templar. We haven't got that age up quite yet over here from the Knights Templar, and I am curious what they're going to go for. There it is. Knights Hospitalier. Increases civilian unit health by 30% and move speed by 10%. Increases healing from all sources by 30%. And the unique Knights Hospitalier units actually heal your units early game. So you don't have to wait until Castle Age to start getting heals out, and your heals are buffed by this unique ability from the Knights Templar. I absolutely love Knights Hospitalier. I will say I usually go Principality of Antioch. I also love that 15% melee damage buff. Feels really good. It's Abbey of Kings still working on being created. Both players are just working on moving into the feudal age, as that wood production is ramping up. And we can see that the Knights Templar has 7 villagers on stone, while the House of Lancaster has 4 villagers on stone. So I do think that means that both of these players are going for a second TC right now. The House of Lancaster, of course, does have manors as well, which cost 100 stone. So I'm sure they're going to get a little bit of extra stone for that first manor to be placed. Start gathering those free resources over time from the manors. Oh, and what's interesting about these spawns, look at this. So over here, gold and stone are separated. The House of Lancaster actually had to put down 2 mining camps, while on Sergeant Johan's side, the Knights Templar, their stone and gold is right next to each other, and they were able to just use one singular mining camp. So probably nothing too crazy in the long run, but it does look like the Knights Templar was able to save 50 wood and not put down a second mining camp, which is probably pretty nice early game. Use that 50 wood on a barracks or any other building. That second town center going down now for the Knights Templar, and I think we're about to see a second TC drop for the House of Lancaster as well now, as they're moving a ton of villagers over to wood. They have 12 villagers on wood right now, probably to start building military production. We do see that first Lord of Lancaster roll out. It looks like they're making their way over here to harass. And the map today is Gorge. Oh my god, I keep forgetting to announce the map in every video. How do I remind myself to remember to announce the map? The map today is Gorge, and I think we've been seeing a lot of Gorge gameplay recently. There's that second TC for the House of Lancaster. I'm not sure why, but like I clicked on Sergeant Johan's profile, and literally 4 games in a row we're just on Gorge, and several of my recent videos have all been on Gorge. Is Gorge a favorite? Is this just a weird little RNG thing that I'm getting where a lot of people are just playing Gorge right now? Who knows? I do like this map though. It is a pretty cool map. If you successfully wall off these 2 sides and connect a wall all the way to over here, you can create a massive choke point here in the middle, which does make some pretty cool battles. Wonder if they're going to do that today. Looks like the wood production is rolling out for the Knights Templar. Start that military production. There's that first archery range. It looks like they're going to start amassing archers pretty early, while that manor is dropping down for the House of Lancaster, generating free food and wood over time, and it is boosted by the amount of villagers that are in its aura. You can get more free food and wood. You put a bunch of villagers right next to it. House of Lancaster also gets that 20% food gather rate, and they get 4 sheep whenever a TC is made. So the TC costs 700 resources, 400 food, and 300 stone, and then you get 800 resources of food from the sheep that just spawn right next to it. So that is a really, really nice return for the House of Lancaster. I don't know if it's like good enough to be meta defining, but it is a nice little bonus there. Where did that Lord of Lancaster go? There it is. Okay, so the Lord of Lancaster is just scoping out over here. We can see that Knights Templar has no villagers on gold. Archers are rolling out now for the Knights Templar to go and attack this Lord of Lancaster that is looking to harass some gold. Without any villagers on gold there, it doesn't look like they have much to harass. They could try to burn down this mining camp. Looks like that they were working on that actually before those archers rolled out. Lord of Lancaster going in now to start attacking these archers. But we can see in the back that reinforcements are rolling out. This spear is going to help those 2 archers out a little bit. Lord of Lancaster is insanely tanky. I don't know how well they're going to be able to do against massive units, though. Even though they are so incredibly tanky, it looks like Lord of Lancaster has been outnumbered here by Sergeant Johan as the Knights Templar. That's also making its way back to the base. And the House of Lancaster moving over to deer production to get better food for these units. And now we're seeing the yeomen roll out for the House of Lancaster. So the yeomen are a unique archery unit, and they have the same fire rate and technically the same DPS as normal archers, but they get increased movement speed and increased range. So they can attack at 6 tiles instead of 5 tiles like normal archers. And this scout does look like it was close to dying from all of these villagers with their bows. But back to the yeomen. The yeomen can attack from 6 tiles away, and they move much faster than normal archers. Maybe not much faster, but definitely just faster. So in theory, the yeomen, if microed well, should be able to take out these archers here. If microed successfully, because they do have more range and more movement speed, they should be able to take out these archers on the other side, but you just have to be incredible in micro here. We can see that the archers are going to go down. The yeomen are going to go down to those group of archers, and I think Sergeant Johan here has just outnumbered Mashiro in early game military power. A few reinforcements roll out here for the House of Lancaster. They are able to take down a couple archers. Both players are taking down the archers and yeomen on either side. And if Mashiro gets a good little mass of these yeomen, I do want to see that micro. See how they outmaneuver all of these archers over here for the Knights Templar. Knights Templar just going full mass archer. It looks like we do have some upgrades rolling in. Increasing range damage first, not getting that ranged armor first. Interesting. Two archery ranges here for the Knights Templar. Looks like they are just going into mass archers right now. And they see the yeomen are being successfully microed now to take out a few of those archers. And if Sergeant Johan had not pulled those troops back, I do think a couple more of those archers would have fallen. That increased range on the yeomen is really, really nice. Over here, for the House of Lancaster, we're seeing that they also have 2 barracks. Everybody does look like they're just going for mass archer right now, while the House of Lancaster now is also getting that damage buff to all of their ranged units as well. And we can see that Sergeant Johan is now working on that ranged armor. Everybody's just building mass ranged units. We can see one Hospitalier Knight right here, hanging out, just hoping to heal the team. I would like to get the Hospitalier Knight healed as well. We need one more Hospitalier Knight to heal the other healer. That poor Hospitalier Knight is half health. It does look like Mashiro is looking to attack this gold over here. I do think Sergeant Johan did notice this, is obviously putting down that outpost there to defend while these ranged units are fighting each other. Looks like one unit is down for either side right now. Another yeoman might fall here. Oh, this yeoman gets away with 4 health while another archer does go down there for Sergeant Johan. We are seeing the benefit of that increased range on those yeomen. It does help out a lot in these archer wars. These units on gold now seem to be relatively safe with this outpost here. They can just garrison instantly like that. The yeomen still want to harass, though. They're looking for a spot to go and attack. And I think Johan wants to defend this area, is moving their archers out to take on this wall of yeomen here. The yeomen getting some good damage in, but losing a couple of the ranks in the fight. But not without trading with a few of the archers from the Knights Templar. I do think they need to make a full retreat here, because again, I think Sergeant Johan has outnumbered the House of Lancaster here in ranged units. So even with that buffed ranged from the yeomen, I think if they get caught out by the mass there, they are going to just die a lot quicker. So they need to just back up and retreat until they can get bigger numbers. A second outpost going down right here on this gold, which means they can put 10 villagers on gold here safely now. The pilgrims are also rolling out to start making that passive gold. And oh my goodness, the white tower is going down up here. White tower going down to protect this gold. I do like that white tower placement, protecting the massive gold vein on the map that is closest to them. And over here we can see that this massive gold vein is right next to the Knights Templar base. I wonder if they're going to secure that with a fortress. I would imagine so. Tons of farms rolling out for the Knights Templar. This is really, really nice. Again, because you get boosted food production from wood, it's just really easy to put a mass of villagers on wood production there, and then start turning those wood villagers into farms. Military's looking like they don't want to fully fight just yet. Looks like both players just want to work on their macro. I think that Johan, now that we can see House of Lancaster is in Castle Age, I think that Johan wants to do the same. Looks like they're saving up the resources for it. They have a lot of food. They're just short a little bit of gold while these yeomen are rolling in to attack the windmill. That pilgrim, the pilgrims have swapped sides here. Wait, is this a pilgrim? Yeah. Oh, it looks like he was dancing a little funny. That was weird. Now we can see 8 villagers on gold over here for Sergeant Johan going in for the garrison while Johan works on that Castle Age. And it looks like they've actually just spent a bunch of resources. What did they spend those resources on? Oh, wait. Okay, I thought they were getting it at the main TC. As we can see here, they are getting the hardened spears, the heavy spears. I don't know why I say hardened spears. Now we're getting a full attack from the yeoman on this gold here, while the Knights Templar archers are going to roll in to defend. The outpost is dealing a lot of damage to this yeoman, though. And the villagers, it looks like they were safe. It doesn't look like anybody has lost a villager just yet. And the outpost did protect all those villagers, and it is back to full health instantly with those repairs. Now Johan is moving that military right here to protect these gold villagers. The yeoman moving in to attack again. They actually did get a villager kill this time. The stone outpost goes up. That's going to be a lot harder to kill that outpost there now that it is upgraded with that stone ability. The yeoman just cannot get a good spot to fully attack. They're just doing a little bit of harassment here, and they did successfully kill 2 villagers in this attack. The first 2 villager kills of the game so far. And up here we're seeing that Johan is making a big wall to protect this side of the map. I imagine we might see more farms go down over here, more buildings go down over here. The yeomen making their way into the Knights Templar base. It looks like they're going to try to do a little bit of harassment. We can see that Johan has already garrisoned all of the units right here on food that were in danger. They move out again and then move back in for the garrison again as this military rolls out. I'm surprised we haven't gotten more than 1 Hospitalier Knight. Get one more healer to heal my bro. Save that Hospitalier Knight. A couple yeomen trying to deny the pilgrims here, but a horseman has rolled out for the Knights Templar, and it's going to deny that sacred site. Well, they wouldn't capture the sacred site just yet, but it's going to deny these archers from protecting it from the pilgrims. And Templar brothers are rolling out for the Knights Templar. These are slightly buffed knights. They're also more expensive, though. You have to pay more resources, but these Templar brothers are a little bit stronger than knights, which is really, really nice. And those, if they get to a mass, those will absolutely chew up all of these yeomen. And I think we can see an Earl's Guard here. We can, so maybe Mashiro has sensed this swap into cavalry and is now producing infantry units to counter those cavalry units. Templar brothers moving in to attack at the base of the House of Lancaster. Not many villagers around back here, though. They are going to have to try to make their way back to this wood line. That is where a vast majority of those villagers are. It looks like this wood line is not super secure. For whatever reason, though, Sergeant Johan decides to pull these Templar brothers off of this attack, and is moving them away from the base as the yeomen, the mass of yeomen, and several Lords of Lancaster and Earl's Guards are making their way over to the right side of the map. Curious where these units are going. Are they just going over here to defend this sacred site? Possibly. While over here we can see that Sergeant Johan is just fully protecting this gold with their mass of archers. So let's take a look at our upgrades real fast. We can see that both players have increased ranged armor by 2 and ranged damage by 1. We're seeing that the Knights Templar is grabbing a relic right now. How many relics are left on the map? It looks like 2 Templar brothers are going to take down a monk here for the House of Lancaster. That relic is up for grabs now, while Templar brothers are in the base of the House of Lancaster, getting some villager kills, trying to even up these villager kills right now, while a couple yeomen are back here. And do they spot these villagers on stone? This would be a devastating attack. I think these yeomen would have absolutely free kills right here. I'm not sure if they spotted that, though. Either way, it doesn't look like Mashiro noticed them there, even if they did spot them. And I think that would have been a lot of free villager kills right here for the House of Lancaster. Let's see if they spotted it this time, though. Now they absolutely see this. I'm curious if they are going to attack. They roll in for the attack now. They're not focusing on a single villager, though. They all shot different villagers, and so they're not going to be able to get a villager kill here. While this Templar brother is going to go down to these mass of yeomen here in the back. But first, they do get a scout kill, and it looks like one unit got caught out there. Was that a Lord of Lancaster? It does look like one Lord of Lancaster fell here to all of these units. Several spears for the House of Lancaster just getting completely and totally caught out. Not in a good position at all, as this one single Hospitalier Knight is still alive. They're so close to death, and oh my god, I missed the Imperial upgrade, but the Berkshire Palace did drop down next to this sacred site for the House of Lancaster player, as all of these Templar brothers are cleaning up all the yeomen that were back here in the back. I wonder if those yeomen were able to get a villager kill. I don't think so, because they didn't target any of those villagers. I think they did miss out on some free villager kills right there. Pilgrims making their way over to the sacred site that is really, really close to the House of Lancaster base. So you get more gold, and we can see the palace is going to be able to take that out. The range on that palace is absolutely insane. So you do get more gold if you put the pilgrims to travel to a farther away sacred site. So that's why they wanted to move that pilgrim over there to that sacred site. But now with that palace there, very, very good palace placement there, because it guards both of these sacred sites with those flame attacks. Very strong. But Sergeant Johan can move these pilgrims over here. It will be slightly less gold, but it still will be safe gold on this side of the map. House of Lancaster moving in to attack this sacred site, trying to neutralize it. I don't think they saw this fortress before they walked around that corner, though. They definitely see it now, and realizing that this is not the best place to attack, while several Templar brothers are moving into the back of the House of Lancaster. This is about to be absolutely devastating for the House of Lancaster. They already get multiple villager kills immediately. Now, it looks like they're going to be able to clean up several more. Over to the right, we're seeing 2 Templar brothers just absolutely decimating villagers on that side, while several more Templar brothers are moving over to the left of the base, absolutely just decimating these villagers in the middle. And we can see that now Sergeant Johan is up to 13 villager kills. What an incredible attack, while this army for the House of Lancaster is trying to move back in to defend. How on earth did this monk get over here? I guess they walked around. This outpost is going to go up right there, though. And I think the outpost might kill that monk that is trying to capture that sacred site. Johan is not moving any units over here to defend this monk. And oh my god, I've already missed all of the relic captures. Sometimes I'm really good about following the relics, and sometimes I miss them all. Who got them? You can see Johan definitely has 2 right here. Maybe some monks are making their way back. And these Templar brothers that went in for the harass have been completely and totally cut off by this wall. They're probably going to go down here to this mass army from the House of Lancaster. Johan is trying to get them away from all of these units. Maybe 2 will escape, but most of them did die right there, being trapped by that wall. More Templar brothers moving into the right side of the House of Lancaster's base. Johan does want to get more villager kills here and make this economic swing go even harder in his direction. While nobody is gathering stone back here. Oh my goodness, so many barracks. So many military production buildings back here. Oh my goodness, this is insane. Where are the rest of these relics? Where are the monasteries at? These couple of Templar brothers that ran in to try to get some villager kills are going to go down to this army from the House of Lancaster. Not before getting some villager kills, though. We can see that Johan is up to 18 villager kills now and getting even more out over here as these villagers have been caught out placing this wall. These knights were able to get behind here before that wall fully completed, and they are just getting extra villager kills here. So Johan is up 17 villager kills over Mashiro for a total of 20 right now. Johan doing a pretty good job of macro at the moment. We can see that they are up 1,300 food a minute and 1,400 gold a minute compared to Mashiro's 800 food a minute and 700 gold a minute. So that macro over on the side of Johan does look to be pretty immaculate with all of these military production buildings. I want to find the monastery that has all of the relics. Tried looking before, but then fights started happening. Where are these relics? Are the priests just holding them? Are the monks just holding them? Oh my god, here they are. They're over by the White Tower. It looks like Mashiro did capture 3 of those relics, while back here we see that Sergeant Johan has 2. So they are over here by this White Tower. Thank goodness I'm not going insane. There are 5 relics. Trebuchet rolling out now for the Knights Templar. I assume this is going to go over here and attack this Berkshire Palace. And it is. There is the attack that Trebuchet all by its lonesome over here. This seems dangerous. It might lose this Trebuchet here. All of these infantry units rolling in to attack the Trebuchet. This is going to be pretty dangerous. It is going to fall. That first Trebuchet does go down with a small little group of spears. Looks like they're trying to go in for a raiding party. I missed this fortress placement. I think it looks like Sergeant Johan did go for a fortress right here and was forced to stop it by this small group of spears. But now that Sergeant Johan's military is here, this fortress is going to go up and these spears are going to go down. I wonder what these spears are doing over here. They are going to just get completely and totally caught out by the army from Sergeant Johan, who has split their army in 2 here, is moving over to encircle these units that now look like they're trying to make their way into the base to kill some villagers. I wonder if they're going to get any villager kills back here. There are several Earl's Guards. These are going to just be absolutely cleaned up by this army here. These Earl's Guard have absolutely no chance. They might get a few kills on their way out of this world, but it is over for them, absolutely. And back here, this group of spears is actually getting some villager kills. They got, looks like several villagers right there. And Johan doesn't have that other half of the army over there just yet. They are now running in to attack. And oh my god, I missed the Imperial Age for Sergeant Johan. They did get the anti-gunpowder unit for their age up there. And those group of spears get cleaned up from the House of Lancaster. Nothing, but they did get a decent amount of villager kills there for those spears. Looks like several more have made their way up here. That looks like they are looking for some way to escape, but they are fully trapped in by this wall. And I think they are also going to perish back here in this back corner. Or Johan just does not care about it. Trebuchet on the fortress is trying to work down this outpost made of stone, while Well, it looks like the ranged units for the Knights Templar have been upgraded with that incendiary ammo now. They're going to deal bonus damage with that incendiary ammo. And the yeomen just have to fully retreat. And Sergeant Johan looks like they have just absolutely, completely and totally outnumbered Mashiro in military value here. These units now trying to look for an opening to attack. It looks like Sergeant Johan will need some more trebuchets to take down this palace before they can fully push into the base. Stone walls going down up here as well for Mashiro. Stone walls going down everywhere, so it is going to be difficult to attack anywhere but right here through this choke point. I do think they need to get some trebuchets out to burn down this Berkshire palace, though. And I think over here on Mashiro's side, they just need more units. So many more units. And the upgrades are rolling out for Sergeant Johan. They are now getting their melee upgrades as well as the ranged upgrades. Several units are just going to fall to that palace. The defensive capabilities of that palace are just so good. And where was that trebuchet aiming? There's one trebuchet has rolled out now and is going to start working on this palace while Sergeant Johan is moving in with their entire military to battle over this sacred site. It looks like they are going to try to neutralize it while also pushing back all of the yeomen out of the area so that this trebuchet back here has free reign to attack the Berkshire Palace. Just a full total push here from the Knights Templar into the House of Lancaster's base. Those elite archers looking super cool with their new armor. And the Earl's Guards now have to flee the Berkshire Palace. It does look like this will go down, which is incredible. Only one trebuchet. Where are the villagers for the House of Lancaster? They need to be over here repairing this Berkshire Palace right now while this military is pushing in to the base. It does look like these units do have to retreat from that Berkshire Palace. It is just dealing so much damage. If the House of Lancaster can get some villagers over here to repair, since they only have one trebuchet, there's the second trebuchet. It is going to be a lot harder to repair this palace now with the second trebuchet out. And that is going to be a lot harder to deal with. There are those villagers now repairing the age-up landmark. Now more Templar brothers are joining the fight for the Knights Templar. And oh my goodness, it looks like Sergeant Johan's military has been mostly wiped out. They lost a lot of units in that push and were not able to fully tear down that Berkshire Palace. Now Mashiro trying to push on the advantage that they have with the units right now, moving into the Knights Templar base right outside this fortress, though. The fortress is also going to be really good at defending. These Templar brothers are going to do excellent against those yeomen. And now the House of Lancaster has to fully retreat as they're being chased out of the Knights Templar base by all of these Templar brothers. Berkshire Palace still just working on dealing as much damage as possible. Definitely cleaning up a lot of kills. That palace is helping out a ton in this defense. I'm not sure where these units are going, but it does look like they're going to die. One single unit made it past here and is going behind this wall. Well, now we are in a full battle. 3 trebuchets here rolling out to take down the Berkshire Palace, and all of these units are just here to protect it. So many Templar brothers have rolled out now. This is going to be a problem for the House of Lancaster since they have so many yeomen. Hopefully the Earl's Guards are going to help out against those Templar brothers. And a massive battle right here. Templar brothers being able to push all these Earl's Guard back pretty successfully as the Berkshire Palace is about to fall. Several Springolds now joining the party as well, and moving in to attack all these Earl's Guard. They're going to be really good against those infantry units. 20 units are garrisoned inside this Berkshire Palace. I wonder if they're all villagers. If they are all villagers, this could be absolutely devastating here for the House of Lancaster. It looks like their military is getting cleaned up, and the Earl's Guards were garrisoned inside that Age 4 landmark there. Now, we have so much siege equipment rolling out for the Knights Templar that it's going to be really, really hard for the House of Lancaster, who has been completely outnumbered in military, to recover from this, because this military now is just going to be able to fully push into Mashiro's base and just dominate the front of their base here. And Mashiro does call it with the GG. Sergeant Johan won this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I appreciate you all being here. And I hope to see each and every one of you in the next video. Bye!